Hey, hello my friends, welcome to Farm Fest. I made it here. So it was raining this morning when I got up. I was planning on coming here early. My hat is way floppy today. But I went down to the bar in town and had some coffee and waited for the rain to subside, and then I ended up making it here. So just do a little walk around, show you some of the stuff they got here. We got some big tractors, equipment. It's a great big Case IH, and I have no idea what something like this costs, but I'm sure it's well into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's see if we can take a step up here. Oh man, look at all the stuff up in here. Holy smokes, you sit down and this whole thing just is on a bounce here. Interesting. All right, so we got a Bluetooth stereo system up here, CD, XM radio, air conditioning, plenty of controls. I'm telling you right now, I grew up farming. It would take me a minute to figure out how to drive this thing because this is just way more technologically advanced than the equipment on my dad's farm. But what a view up here. Oh my God. Oh, I wonder, oh, there's a sticker on this door. Let's see what it says. Maybe it says how much it costs. No, I don't see anything as far as the cost on this thing, but it's gotta be expensive. Oh man, that seat in there is amazing. Yeah, great big digger behind here, all folded up. Let's see what else we can look at over here. Let's go look at this big combine. I don't know as if I can go up into there, but we can definitely climb up there and take a look. So this is for harvesting grain, corn and soybeans, generally around this area. And this is the whole works of the equipment here. That's a great big radiator up there. Man, unbelievable. All right, let's see. All right, now we're standing up here on top of this thing, so we're about 15, 20 feet above this whole event. Unbelievable. All this equipment. Let's see if it's open. Nope, they've got her locked, but we can come up here. So, yeah, I'm way up high. Checking out all this farm equipment. My dad is here with me. So, and it's just a way to get farmers out here to spend their money, I guess. Take a look at all the latest and greatest and new ideas. Lots of little vendor tents in there where they'll sell you anything you want, farm related. All right, I'm gonna hop on down here and we'll come back to you in a bit. Another view here. I'm on top of another combine. This one here is a Gleaner, is the name of the company. Let me see here. This is a S97 Super Series Gleaner. Can't quite see it all. So this one's open. So I worked in naval aviation for 26 years. This here looks like it could be a cockpit for an aircraft. Damn near. Right through here is where all the crops go into here. These things will hold several hundred bushels of crops, corn, soybeans, whatever you happen to be harvesting. All right, in the Caterpillar tractor here, and this thing is crazy. Look at that. We got controls for the radio in a tractor. The seat swivels. Here. We got a PlayStation. No, I don't know exactly what this is. I don't think farmers are watching TV while they're driving, but we got a joystick, numerous controls. Once again, I have no idea how to operate this whole thing. What do you got here? Oh, those are just for plugging things in. I thought maybe you could charge your phone in here. Yeah, here's the ladder to get out of here. This tractor is a Caterpillar. They make tractors. They don't just make bulldozers and stuff like that. The Caterpillar tractor right there as well. And this one is a track model. Let me jump down and show y'all. So yeah, we got tracks instead of big tractor wheels here. And these have been out since about the early 90s, if I remember right. Very interesting, very big. This is the back of another Caterpillar tractor. It's got these wide dual tires. This is all hydraulic systems here. So we got a pressure and return. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hydraulic systems. Maybe this might even be hydraulic systems, yeah. So 6. Great big power takeoff shaft there for driving anything behind, and then the size of this hitch pin.
It's got to be at least a 3-inch.
I don't. Yeah, it's as wide as 4 of my fingers darn near. Giant. And then these tires are just massive. I guess here, so we'll see if I can show you how big this is. There you go. I'm standing right next to it, and I'm 5'10". There's the top of my head. Tires up here. So it's over 6 feet high, these tires. I don't know how much these tires cost. We're at another place down here, and I'll get a little video of that where they replace these dual tires. So this has got dual tires back, front, so 8 wheels. So they replace these dual tires with one great big wide tire. Oh, let me see if I can show you the width of this tire. This is my elbow at the edge, and my palm goes just past the center line. So that's how wide those tires are. But there's a joint down here that has replacement tires to get rid of the 2 with just one really big wide tire. So I'll head over there and get a little video of that. But I'm not even gonna go up into this cab because everyone I went into is very much the same. They all have these space age controls, which is just, it's a little frightening to me because I grew up driving tractors a bit and I have no idea how to operate these things. They're just unreal how much stuff they got going on. It's got a giant tow cable, it looks like. I don't know where that goes or what that's for, but the radiator on this thing in the front, absolutely massive. All this steel is thick. These dual connectors right here, giant. Let's see how many lug nuts we got. There you go, all those lug nuts to take these wheels off. And this is an interesting tractor. A lot of these big 4-wheel drives are set up like this. It's called articulated. So the front wheels don't turn, but it splits in the middle. So after you look at all these big things and you start looking at these small skid loaders, and things don't look as big anymore for the tractors. But even this stuff is pretty neat. There you go. So you can buy this skid loader right here at this show today for $70,000.
That big a tire in them monster trucks.
So here's the big tires that I was talking about. As you can see, I don't know. Let's see. Let me put my arm across it here. So my elbow's at the edge. There's that one to the elbow all the way across, and still it's just hard to explain how big these tires are. Unbelievable. And then it even has wide back tires for the drive system. This is a big John Deere combine. I don't know what this thing would retail for. $500,000 about brand new, probably about right.
The shell now is made out of plastic. That's plastic derived from soybeans. They use John Deere now.
Most of the body is plastic. Interesting, I would have never known that. I'll see if I can't look up some specs on this thing and include them with the video, but I gotta get way back to get this whole thing in. There's my dad. You can see his height, and he's standing a few feet back. So that thing is gigantic. Now here's a tractor with these wheels on it. Look at how wide those tires are. I heard a guy talking about these tires. He said they're $11,000 each for these tires. $11,000 for each tire. Now I don't know if that's the tire and the rim, but it's at least for the tire and the rim. Well, hang on a minute here. I'm a big boy. I'm a grown man. I can sit up in here, no problem. I'm sitting down, and I can get all the way back in here. There you go. I'm completely inside of here now. Yeah, I completely fit inside of here. I just got them all dirty for them though. Hopefully they don't yell at me. It's a farm thing. They won't yell at me for getting things dirty. But that's the back tires. The fronts are a little bit smaller diameter and a little bit smaller in width. Yeah, I wish I had a tape measure. It'd be interesting to measure how wide these are. They are they gotta be four and a half feet wide, huh? That's a lot of tire. Interesting stuff here. So here's a Case IH 470 quad track. It's got 4 individual tracks. It articulates in the center, and from what I understand, it articulates side to side a little bit as well. This exhaust pipe is about as big as a coffin. Holy hell, look at that thing. Yeah. Great big pivot point in the center here. Oh, these new tractors also run, if you're familiar with diesels, they have to run the diesel exhaust fluid just like the trucks do, pickups. I don't think this thing is open. No, it's locked. We can't get inside, but it looks like it's very similar. We got some kind of a computer screen and a joystick and buttons, and the size of this exhaust is just really tripping me out here, how big it is. Unbelievable. Alright, well, my dad and I have walked pretty much everything here, checked out a lot of stuff. The tractors and combines and stuff like that's most interesting to me. I like all that stuff, but oh yeah, this thing has got a giant planter on the back. This is all a planter for planting crops, corn, soybeans. Pretty interesting. That thing even has tracks on it. I don't know if you can see it from here. So next we're gonna go to the vintage barn. You like my sunglasses? I got these for free.
At least a 24 roll
So we're gonna go to the vintage barn over here and get some vintage tractor shots. So I'll get back to you in a bit. All right, we got to my favorite part here. Some of these old antique tractors, older ones. This is a great big old steam powered tractor here. And this is a little John Deere A. These are pretty popular for people to restore these days. They like to put belly mowers on them and still use them. Still a usable little tractor to have on a farm.
The B was a little smaller than the A.
And then we got a nice little line of, like I said, these are still very usable tractors for a small farm. Farmall, Super MTA, this John Deere D. Look at the exhaust pipes. Really neat looking. That's a diesel model? Might be a gas, might be a diesel, we're not sure. Let's see, well, we got a magneto going through there, right? I think that's a gas engine. We got a diesel Massey Harris tractor. And then this is a big John Deere diesel. These things are pretty interesting. These are big twin cylinder diesels. And two great big pistons in them, and then they have a
3010 and 4010 series of 1950.
It's an older tractor, but pretty big, and it actually has a starting engine on it. So it has an engine that you start first to start the engine. So that's pretty impressive. A little nice John Deere 2010 here. These are all nicely restored. And over here we have a couple of hit and miss engines running. Those are
That's an old hay baler.
very interesting. The farmers used to have these, and they would use them for all kinds of different utility things. You can see what they're doing with them here. They would run washing machines, corn shellers, all kinds of things. But the engine has a great big flywheel that keeps it running. Couple more nice John Deeres. Another diesel John Deere. And then here's a 560. So if you watch my other videos of the farm, we have a 460. This is a little bit bigger model. Little bit bigger model. Oh yeah. So this is custom modified for doing tractor pull events. Very small front tires. Lots of weights on the back wheels. There's a John Deere H. We got one of those on the farm as well. So my dad restored ours many years ago, back when I was a little kid, and used to look like that, but it's been aged. There's a nice little John Deere B. All these little tractors are just, they're a blast to drive. I like driving little tractors. And then John Deere A. Yeah.
Like a little beat.
This stuff is great right here. I love this. This is what I came here for. What we got here? Now we're getting to the old steel wheels here. John Deere loved making these big twin cylinder engines. This is the cylinder right here. Piston, the cylinder head.
They sold more of these model these John Deeres than any other model.
These big heavy front steel wheels, this wide front end. There's this front steering beam. You can see how wide that is. Hopefully you can hear this video over all these tractors. It's a John Deere D, a little bit a little bit different. As you can see, they're the same. This one's in rubber wheels on it instead of the steel wheels. Another one here. All right, so those of you who have watched my other videos, this is a Farmall F12, just like what we have sitting in our front yard. This one's got a little bit of different stuff on it. It's been converted to rubber wheels in the back. The one we have has rubber front wheels. Of course, there's no rubber on them. This one has the low air cleaner here. If you remember, ours has a high air cleaner, but this has a higher steering column. Yeah, this one might be modified. It's hard to say, but this is a complete one, probably operational. So that's kind of neat to see that. A little bit different than the way ours is set up. Like I said, this one has the low, ours has the high, but this has the high steering and ours has the low steering. Here's a little John Deere M. These are also pretty popular for people to collect around here. They like to restore them. There's a nice small tractor. And you could use it. You could put a mower on it. It would be fine to use around here. Same with these little IH. I don't know if I've ever seen one of these little Bs, but here's one. And look, it's got 2 seats. Yeah, I don't know as if I've ever actually seen one of these before, but it's pretty neat. There you go. 1941, and this is a
Did the carburetor on a couple weeks ago.
All right. Bunch of little pedal toys.
These are really antique with a lot of money.
Yeah, every once in a while you get a good one. I want to take a look at this thing some more because we have this one on the farm, so it's kind of interesting to me. Yeah, I wish they'd let us start it. That'd be great. Yeah, this is the stuff I came here for primarily, because I like to see the new big equipment, but this old stuff is kind of, this is where farming started. Well, mechanized farming, obviously. Farming started by hand and animals and that sort of stuff, but this is kind of the roots of this area here, so it's kind of interesting to me. Some more little John Deeres here. This one I couldn't tell you what it is. Let's see what it says right here. John Deere Model M, 1948. So,
Pretty ancient for a 48.
Comparison to the other giant tractors. I'm standing right next to this thing, and it's below my shoulder blades. It's under my armpits. Even the back wheel. Back wheel is right there below me. So this is just a little fella in comparison. And farmer probably back in the 40s got this thing and was happy as hell to have a little tractor to get some work done around here. John Deere 70, and they were so proud of this because it had power steering. Amazing. These other ones have XM radio and GPS now, so. These are getting a little bit more modern here. This one has like a 3-point hitch going on it here. Some hydraulics.
They made the 20 series and the 30 series.
And then a nice John Deere MT.
MT with a 2-row cultivator.
There you go. Front mounted cultivator. This is hooked up to hydraulics here. It's actually not a bad setup there. And then here's your real power steering right here. It's called strong arm power steering. That's how you do that. So we got some more antique farm equipment in here. A lot of this stuff is steam driven. Steam tractors. So the big one out here that I initially, I think I started with, out here, see it right over there. It had a sign on the back of it that said it was 30 horsepower. I don't know what the weight of one of these things is, but it's got to be several tons, 10, 20 tons. They're just gigantic. These not quite as big, but I imagine they don't have as much horsepower. So it's kind of interesting how useful they had to have been. They couldn't have gone very quick. Had to burn coal to heat up the water. These are small gas engines in these. This is a small gas engine. Same with this one. It's got steel wheels with a rubber belt around them. McCormick Deering, which is eventually turned into Farmall, which eventually turned into International Harvester. This is a Oliver.
That became Oliver.
That became Oliver, okay.
It was made in Charles City, Iowa later on.
Hart Parr. Eventually turned into Oliver tractors. And here we have another similar to our F12. This maybe, what is this, F20 maybe? Similar to the F12 we have, a little bit newer, bigger model.
See, this doesn't have the adjustable axles. There are the drop axles. F12 was one of the first one adjusted rear wheels, wheel props.
I would really like to try to start one of these. I've never crank started a tractor like that. I think it'd be kind of interesting to do. And we have some old buggy. An awesome REO, which if you know of the band REO Speedwagon, that's how they got their name. REO Speedwagon was actually a model that the REO car company made, which eventually turned into Oldsmobile.
A lot of places they went with this thing over the years.
This thing has been traveling.
Old decal, Padre Island, Texas.
Cool looking old dash in there.
What kind of engine I got in there? It's open on the other side.
Some old snowmobiles. This one you know it's fast because it has leopard print on the seat. That's how you can tell how fast it is.
Big cat.
Let's go on the other side and see if we can see the engine here. Says it's an REO Flying Cloud. So we have a six-cylinder flathead engine. I can read it right in here. That's the REO Flying Cloud. New, $1,795. This is a threshing machine. So the big John Deere combines and things like that I was showing earlier, this was basically what they used to use before those existed. And we would maybe use an old tractor to drive a great big leather belt onto here, turning the whole operation. So this would be used for separating wheat. There's a small International Harvester, hit and miss engine. Let's take a look at that. There's a leather belt. I don't know what we're driving exactly here. Not sure what kind of equipment we're operating. These are all hit and miss engines here. Each and every one of these. And then this is just a standalone International engine. I could just use that to power just about anything you wanted. Here's a one-row corn picker. Maybe pulled behind a tractor. Some old planting equipment. Just a lot of neat old farm equipment here. So I don't know how many of you are still watching this, but if you are, thank you very much for watching my video today about Farm Fest and all the tractors and all that kind of stuff. I know it interests me a lot. Hopefully you got a little bit of information and enjoyed it. Here I am back on my dad's farm. Got a mosquito on my head, there you go. Standing next to the soybean field here. So tomorrow I'm probably gonna be hitting the road and heading down to Omaha and Iowa and places beyond. So just thought I'd give you a little farewell shot of the farm here. And wish you all well. Get out there and find your adventure. Adios.